Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Edwards from cookingwithkimberly.com. Today happens to be Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. I'm doing bite-sized snippet videos to try and teach you guys how to do a meal from start to finish. Right now, I'm going to show you how to make the stuffing that you're going to stuff your bird with, okay? So I've already have the bird prepared to be stuffed. You check out the other videos for that, but here I go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. First of all, I have a frying pan, a large frying pan on the stovetop, and I have about 2 tablespoons of butter. Holidays are about butter, people. Olive oil is not about the holidays, sorry, but it's butter, so we're going to do everything in butter for the most part today. You don't get to do that very often, so relax, everybody. All right, I have celery. I'm going to just cut off the tips that aren't quite as pretty. And dogs love these, so feed them to the dogs, I guess. And I'm going to slice my celery down the middle, and then I'm going to slice it again because I like really, really tiny pieces of celery in my stuffing, okay? This is going to be, I don't know, about half a cup. I think my recipe on the site calls for 1/3 of a cup, but geez, don't get yourself all caught up in measurements. If you've never seen me cook before, let me tell you, it's not about the measurements. It's about what it looks like, what it tastes like, your ingredients of the day. Everything changes all the time, and your taste change. Today I feel like doing some really traditional stuff. Like, I don't really feel like jazzing anything up too crazy today, experimenting, which sometimes I do, and today I just don't. I'm just doing regular old traditional, lovely, awesome, delicious Thanksgiving recipes. So, also I'd like to give a shout out to Uptown Kings. It's Meals Fit for a King today, so Uptown Kings, King Series. Shout out to you guys, much appreciation out there. We're giving thanks for the kings in our lives today, our brothers, our fathers, our uncles, our boyfriends, our important guys in our lives, people that have come before us. All that good stuff. People that are away, maybe people in your family that are away fighting in a war, or geez, who knows. We're giving thanks for guys today. Good guys in our lives. So I'm chopping up this parsley nice and fine. Actually, this is going to give me a lot more than a half cup. That's all right. So it's nice and fine, but I think I want it even more fine, okay? So I'm just going to run through it with my knife a couple more times just to get it nice and fine. Okay, I probably won't use all of this. I think maybe I overestimated, and that's cool. I'm going to use about half a cup, so let's just say that. I'm sure I'll use a half a cup of celery somewhere else in the next couple days, if not already today for something else I'm making, who knows. Okay guys, so there's my celery, and my celery is going to go in my pan. Again, I'm only going to put half of this in, I think, okay? So in my pan it goes. All right, you know what? I went wild and crazy. I put the whole thing in there. Wow, who cares, right? All right, next, I'm going to put some carrot in. On the site, I don't have this in there, but today I'm feeling like it. My dogs in particular love eating carrot peelings, so they're all patiently waiting for me to finish. They know the sound of the peeler. It's so funny. All right, guys, here you go. My dogs are strange. It's gourmet treats or vegetables. Yeah, not all dogs are like that, but hey, try your dog out. Maybe they do like it. All right, I'm just going to make this more easily workable, okay? I probably won't use this whole carrot. I'm going to cut it in half. Put it flat side down so you guys don't hurt yourself. Cut it in half again. I'm going to cut it in half again, just like I did the celery, because I want nice little tiny pieces. Plus, it cooks faster in my pan. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to cut this nice and fine. Now I could have just used my peeler and peeled off some pieces into there. Don't cut your fingers, guys, be careful. But, you know, I want to keep it somewhat uniform with my celery. Now you can do that, you don't have to do what I'm doing. Here we go. Now I want these just a little bit more fine, again, just like the celery. Just my preference. You don't have to do that. You can put great big chunks. You can put great big medallions in if you want. Just make sure that they're cooked properly before you throw them in your bird. Okay? So here we go. I got all these nice little carrot chunks that are so pretty. All right. Now I'm only going going to use half of that carrot because that's all that's really necessary. Okay, now you can do all kinds of stuff with your stuffing though. Really cool stuff. You could put raisins in, you could put any other dried fruit, currants, apricots, dates, ooh, figs, all kinds of neat stuff, right? But not today for me. Now today I'm not putting onion in. There's someone dining with us that doesn't like onion, and that's cool. But usually onion would go in here, but it's not going to make a big difference because it's going to be delicious anyway. So in goes my carrot into the pan, and I'm going to bring you over here to finish. Okay, sit tight. Well, maybe I will. No, I won't. I'm just going to let that go on the stove top for a minute, okay? I'm stirring it around, and it goes. This is what it looks like, all pretty, green and orange. Lovely. It's in butter. I'm going to put some salt and pepper, no big deal. Hold on. And then I'm going to come back and show you what to do with the bread. All right. So that's now seasoned. Bringing your thing back here. Okay. Next, also what I'm going to do, I have some fresh herbs here. You can use dried as well. I might even use a little bit of dried just to beef it up. But these are from our garden. Our dill and our parsley are still growing strong in Niagara, even though it's been cold and rainy and yucky and whatever. But these are going to go in after my vegetables are already softened and before the bread goes in. So I'm chopping this up nice and finely all together. You don't have to do it separate. Dill and parsley, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of each at least. Not rocket science. And I'm going to hold that to the side here for just a second until my stuff is ready. In the meantime, I am going to chop my bread. Now bread, this is also not rocket science. It's easy stuff. Grab the bread you have in your fridge that's maybe not the freshest, or grab a new loaf or whatever you want to do. I have some miscellaneous breads that I have in the fridge. Also, I have some flatbreads I'm going to cut up just so they can be used too. Why not, right? All right, so I'm just going to chop these up into half-inch cubes maybe. So you just go run through with your knife and make little cubes of bread. That's it, piece by piece, kind of boring. I'm sorry you have to watch all this that I'm doing. You may use a serrated knife if you want to. Sometimes it works a little better, but this is a nice sharp knife and I don't want to dirty another knife for nothing. So here we go. I can smell my veggies in the pan. They smell delicious. I'm gonna go stir them quickly while I'm chopping this bread. Hold on. Now you can also put garlic in here if you've wanted to. You don't have to by any means. Okay. And I'm just chopping. Again, I'm sorry this is boring. I have to do it all, and you're gonna sit here with me and do it. I wonder what you guys have for Thanksgiving. What do you guys do? Some people use cornbread for their bread. You can use any kind of bread, really. Make it exciting, a little bit different spiced bread. Especially for poultry that you're doing on other times of the year, not necessarily holidays or events, but yeah, try using different breads for the stuffing. It's a great way to change things up. I love doing that. I do it all the time, and it always works out beautifully. You'll be shocked. Don't be scared to try. So yeah, cornbread works beautifully. I've done all kinds of breads in my bread machine that I ended up using for some stuffings or bread puddings and stuff like that. Gosh, guys, nothing should go to waste. Everything can be creatively used to be delicious in your kitchen. Do you hear my veggies sauteing? I'm going to show you what they look like. Hold on, sit tight. Now, my flatbreads here, I'm going to chop very finely. Just because they're a little bit more dense than regular just plain white bread or other breads. They're not fluffy at all because they're flat, right? So I want them very, very tiny cut so I don't have big pieces of dense bread in there. You know what I'm saying? So this is enough. You're gonna cut up about enough to make a loaf of bread. So whatever miscellaneous breads you're using, go ahead. Multi-grain breads work beautifully. The seeds are beautiful in there. I've done that as well. And again, you can spice up the spices. Today I'm going classic traditional, but geez, you guys can make it spicy. You can even do a curry. You could do a curried stuffing. That would be lovely with dried fruits and curry. Oh Lord, be lovely. All right, so there's all that bread. I'm gonna stir my stuff. I'm gonna bring you with me. Here we go. Now, voila. Here's my veggies. Carrots and celery. I just want them softened. I want them cooked because you don't want to throw them into your stuffing raw because your stuffing it just might not all the way cook those hard root vegetables, okay? Because they're hard. So that's why I cut them up very tiny. And do that. Now I'm going to put in my spices into the pan while I finish these guys off and chopping my bread, which I'll bring over to here with me so we can talk and chat. All right. I also have some other spices that are going to go into the stuffing. And don't forget, your stuffing also seasons your bird to an extent, okay? And vice versa, your bird seasons your stuffing. So make sure the inside cavity of your bird before you put the stuffing in has, you know, some spices, salt and pepper and good stuff. All right, I'm putting some dried thyme simply because I don't have any fresh thyme. Putting some paprika in. Eyeball it, guys. Don't even worry about it. A little bit of ground savory. Wish I had some fresh savory, but I don't. I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk. Poultry seasoning, lots, just because it's delicious in stuffing, and that's the flavor you really, really want is that poultry stuffing, whether you know it or not. I'm also gonna put some more butter because I'm putting a whole bunch of bread in here, right? Bread needs to be buttered. Bread and butter, it goes together. What else can I say? Salt, pepper, cayenne pepper. That's our next thing. Now, don't forget your butter is a little bit salty if you're using salted butter, so just bear that in mind. Probably shouldn't matter because bread is very neutral flavor. It needs to be seasoned anyway. So let's put some pepper. You can do freshly cracked if you want. Salt. Nice amount of salt. And secret gumbo filet. Yes, I live down south. I used to live in Louisiana. Gumbo filet is beautiful on many things that you wouldn't even know. Hard to find in Canadian grocery stores. But if you live by the border like I do, you can just zip over there and grab your filet. Alright, so here we go. Butter is all melted through. All of my spices are evenly distributed. I'm going to let this go on low for just a hot second more while I cut these flatbreads up. Now, you don't have to use other breads. I hope I'm not confusing you guys with this bread. It's really no big deal. You can just use regular bread, guys. Don't fret. It's just something I wanted to use up that I just happen to have that we made in the last couple days. So, there we go. That's what stuffing is. Stuffing used to be actually bread that was stale. So that oftentimes people toast the bread before they put it in the bird, right? And I guess that's why when you get boxes of like stovetop or anything like that, it's very dry and hard. It's stale bread. They used to use stale bread. It was a way to use stuff up and not waste it. Got moistened by the bird. Nice side dish. Okay, so that's there. Two more. Sorry guys, taking so long. I want these to be really fine, remember? My veggies look beautiful. I wish you guys could smell this. I would often put garlic as well. Maybe even some onion powder, garlic powder. If you don't have fresh onions, even green onions would work. Scallions, shallots, beautiful, any of it, all of it. Okay, I'm almost there, guys. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bread in my pan. I'm going to make sure that everything's evenly distributed, the spices, etc., with the bread. And the bread is going to slightly toast as well in the pan. One more. Okay. So, I wonder what your favorite stuffing is. Also, make sure you have an apple handy, because when I stuff my birds, I like to cover the end with half of an apple. That keeps this, not only does it keep the stuffing in, but it keeps it moist, right? And then you also have a cool apple that you can eat as well. It's yummy, and it looks beautiful as well. Excuse me while my phone is ringing. I'll have to come back with part 2.